Michigan protesters chant, "Death to America" and "Death to Israel." Okay? Interesting to see this happen. And now, Rob, is there a video of this taking place? This is a real video of this taking place. Okay, so let me read this to you. Muslim demonstrators in Dearborn, Michigan rallied chanting "Death to America" and "Death to Israel" during an Al-Quds Day event amidst global outrage over the recent killing of 7 aid workers in Gaza by an Israeli airstrike. Activist Tariq Bazi criticized the U.S. government involvement in funding atrocities and directed chants against Israel, declaring the chants "Death to Israel" has become the most logical chant shouted across the world today. The Wall Street Journal depiction of Dearborn as America's jihad capital. Wow, Wall Street Journal said this.
Yeah.
Sparked Mayor Abdullah Hammoud to enhance police presence due to escalating anti-Muslim sentiment, while Stephen Stalinsky stood by his characterization of the city as hotbed of hate. Can you play this clip, Rob?
Malcolm X said, and I quote, "We live in one of the rottenest countries that has ever existed on this earth. It's not Genocide Joe that has to go. It's the entire system that has to go. Any system that would allow such atrocities and such devilry to happen and would support it, such a system does not deserve to exist on God's earth." And so when these fools ask us if Israel has the right to exist, the chant "Death to Israel" has become the most logical chant shouted across the world today.
Seriously? Who is this guy? Do you know who this guy is?
I have no idea who he is.
Imam Khomeini recognized. Okay, Rob, let me see what he says about Khomeini. Imam Khomeini recognized that Israel is an evil settler. Can you play it?
Recognize that Israel is an evil settler colonialist project. He realized it is a cancer, and he established this day. Israel, before this, brothers and sisters, was a sacred cow. Nobody could criticize Israel. Everybody was terrified of being anti-Semitic.
Rob, go ahead. Adam, thoughts on this?
I'm going to let Vinny go first on this
Well,
one. I
think, Adam, we're going to see eye to eye because I am, and I know you guys will have the same sentiment, I am sick and tired of Americans shitting on America. I'm done. I'll start low, from athletes kneeling during the national anthem to staying in their locker room, not even coming out, to actors saying, and artists, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to leave this country. And now Muslim Americans in Dearborn, Michigan, chanting "Death to America." Okay, first of all, I think there should be a law. If you utter some stupid shit like that, you lose whoever's in the crowd, PBD, loses their citizenship, and you go back to whatever fucking country that you come from. Number one, "Death to America"? Really? Have we not learned our lesson? When people like that, like an extremist, says some shit like that, what do you think happens next with that type of dialogue, okay? And I believe in freedom of speech, but saying that should be a terroristic threat and taken seriously. Because, and by the way, I would say I hope the FBI finds out who are those people in there chanting "Death to America," but guess what? The FBI doesn't have time to do that, Tom. They're going after grandmothers who were outside the Capitol building on January 6th. Enough is enough.
Or a pastor that says something, you know, and they say, "Oh, that's hate speech." This isn't hate speech?
Oh, no, 100, for sure. And it's like, bro, when is enough going to be enough? The FBI, they're going after watch list terror, putting parents that go to school board meetings. This shit drives me crazy.
Kicking down doors.
Yeah, if the FBI isn't there, PBD, getting the names of all these assholes that were saying "Death to America," we're fucked.
What are your thoughts?
Sorry.
Well, look, you're getting a little glimpse of what Israel and Jews have to deal with every single day. The guy says this is the logical chant shouted across the world today. Logical. This is their logic. This is their mindset. To me, this is just raw emotion. We know the difference between logic and emotion. But how do you combat this? I'm trying to come to this from just a logical sense. I agree
How to combat it, Adam?
No, meaning,
the FBI goes and finds. If you say "Death to America," guess what that means? Anything that you could do to F us up here, maybe somebody comes to you and goes, "Hey, go blow this up or go do this." So that is bull. That is horrible.
So welcome to the beauty of freedom of speech and the beauty of America. I'm totally cool with what he had to say. And I'm Jewish. I have family in Israel. And I'll say two things. This is why I believe in freedom of speech. I want this person saying this so they can be exposed. You know, the famous phrase, transparency, sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. I want to know what this guy has to say.
So do I, but Adam, do you don't think that they should get, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
You don't think somebody that said death to America and you're living in this country, I don't trust you.
Believe me, I think the FBI or the CIA should be tracking these people.
They won't
at
be,
this
but they
point.
won't be. Trust me, they won't be.
Well, we'll find out about that. But
Unbelievable.
you know, that's the beauty of living here in the confines of America. Is you can say this and you know what's going to happen? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
But the problem is, if you're, this to me is not even like a Jewish thing or an Israeli thing. This is an extremist thing. When you're saying death, I need this, they're a cancer, they must be eliminated. This is exactly the mindset and the ideology that must be thwarted.
So there's two sides to this. First of all, the price of free speech is free speech. Nobody liked what the American Nazi Party marched in Ohio and had their rally in the park, and they got a permit, and nobody likes what they said. It's horrible. But the price of free speech is free speech. But when people take action on free speech, there's serious problems. And calling for jihad is calling for violence, and it's calling for violence against people. And this is, we may not like what they say, but we've given them a platform under our beloved Constitution to have free speech. And, you know, with free speech, sometimes you have to wince. And I really wince when in their free speech, they're condemning the very foundation that gives them that free speech, which is America itself and her beloved Constitution. And so this frustrates the hell out of me.
And that's fine, PVD. And Tom, I get, like, and I'm with you. Free speech, go ahead, say it. But there could be consequences for your stupid, ignorant rhetoric.
Inciting a riot is illegal.
Yeah,
Taking action against others is illegal. And you know what? There's going to be downstream consequences from this kind of
Tom,
thing.
what I'm saying is, guys, all it takes, Adam, one person in that crowd that's kind of weak-minded. Okay, death to America. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive my car into a group of people because of that idiot right there. I say, go back to whatever country you think is better than this place. Get out of here. Leave.
Vinny, I'm actually gonna ask PB a question, but
That's when
see how you're feeling right now.
I'm always
See,
like
you're
this,
pissed.
though.
No.
That's not a listen. And I get what you're saying with the Israel. Adam, I get it. But this place, this amazing place, you could say it. You could still get punched in the face too. FYI.
Yeah, I'm just
about my country.
This is sort of new to America. We're seeing this in America. Americans saying death to America. Okay, among the Middle East extremists, ideology is pervasive. I mean, how many times in Iran did you hear death to America?
All the time.
Death to Israel.
That's not a big deal.
This is standard protocol.
America. I heard a lot of death to America. I didn't hear a lot of death to Israel. What I remember as a kid was death to America in Iran. But I remember also the Shah was not a fan of the amount of influence that Zionists had over media. That was his deal. His deal was very different than what Khomeini is saying. Khomeini is saying they don't even deserve to exist. That's not what Shah was saying. Shah got along with everybody, and there was peace in the Middle East. But Shah of Iran said different things about Zionists in media when he was being questioned by Wallace. And
I remember.
Is this the interview? Is this the one where he...
This is a still of... Oh, yes, this is it.
Can you play it?
Well, pressuring, they have many means at their disposal. They are putting up pressure on many, many people. And at the end, I don't think that it will even help Israel.
Why, if this is true, why would the President of the United States pay attention to that lobby?
They are strong.
Strong in what sense?
They are controlling many things.
Controlling what?
Newspapers, medias,
Your Majesty.
banks,
I mean,
finances, and I'm going to stop there.
Well, now, wait just a second. You really do believe that the Jewish community in the United States is that powerful? They make the media reflect their view of foreign policy?
Yes?
They do not report, we do not report honestly?
Don't mix things, please. I don't say the media. I say in the media they have people. Not the entire media. Some newspapers will only reflect their views, yes.
No? The New York Times, for instance, is owned by the Sulzberger family, who are Jewish. Are you suggesting that the New York Times is biased in its treatment of the question of Zionism, Israel's existence, the United States' relationship with the Arab world?
Don't put words in my
I will
mouth.
have to put all the articles.
So you can pause it
New
right
York
here. So
Times.
he had a different position than the one Khomeini had. So he got along with Israel. He just didn't believe the amount of control that media had. Khomeini on Israel was a very different position. He just didn't believe they deserved to exist.
Yeah,
These are two different philosophies. So when you think about like the other day, I'm at a soccer game. This guy walks up to me, okay? And I'm like, okay, let's see what direction this is going to go. His shirt says Palestine or Palestinian something. He says, hey, PBD. I said, how you doing? Good. I said, so what's up? He says, I watched the podcast. I said, cool. He said, I like some of the stuff you have to say. He said, some of the stuff I don't agree with. I said, really? Tell me what you don't agree with. Well, when you guys do da-da-da-da-da. And I said, okay, sounds good. He was a diehard Candace Owens fan, big Candace Owens fan, big Jimmy Dore fan, and a couple other guys.
Yep.
I said, so what do you disagree with? And we're just kind of going through it. You know what happened? We had a phenomenal 15-minute conversation together at the championship game that Dylan had, right? Phenomenal championship game. That's not the same person as who you saw right now in Michigan chanting death to Israel and death to America. There's levels to this madness, right, of what position you take. Now, some of them don't want to say it, but deep down inside, even this guy didn't believe Israel deserved to have land. He's like, no, not necessarily. Okay, but now that they have it, we got to make it work. But there's a lot of people that don't believe Israel should have ever gotten the land. And they have animosity towards that, right? Well, why would you put it in the middle and all this other stuff? But the point here with this is there's levels to it. If you're living in America, you hate America, very easy. Get out of here, go to wherever else you want to be. You don't have to be here. That person, if that person's from, let's just say, Iraq, that person's from Afghanistan, go back to Afghanistan.
Why?
Yeah, go back to Iraq. Go back to wherever you want to go to. But if you're going to be here, you have to be proud, just like running a company. I've ran businesses, even today, out of, say out of 100 people, that you're going to do comedy in front of 150 people, right? Or let's just say you go to an audience that don't know you.
Okay.
You're speaking in front of 1,000 people. How many of them you think at the end are going to love you?
Love me?
Love you.
Out of 1,000?
Out of 1,000.
And they don't know me,
They've
follow
never
me?
met you. How many of them are going to like your style of comedy?
Let's say, well, I think half at least.
Okay, that's the point.
They're going to be like, yeah, Vinny's
How many
great.
people are going to say that guy's annoying?
Well, I'm pretty sure the chats, there's at least 9 of the number. But let's say...
I'm saying comedy.
Out of 1,000, 100 people in that 1,000 and be like, nah, he's not my cup of tea.
Okay,
Maybe
perfect.
more.
Now, I go give a speech about business, okay? And this 1,000 audience first time, it's not like a vault Valuetainment audience.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking to a new audience, right?
Yeah.
1,000 of them. How many of them are going to say, this guy makes a lot of sense?
I'll say 600 to 650.
But let's just say it's the same number as you're given.
Okay.
The point is, you're not going to win everybody. And even at a company, you know what's the first question I ask of someone? Do you want to be here? Listen, I had a person that I was working with, and this person I went up, this was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Tom, you'd remember this person. I'd say, so listen, can I ask you a question? Yes. Do you like your job here? Honestly, I was just really doing this to put on my resume because I want... No, then let me help you get another job.
Yeah.
Because all I want people that love their jobs. If you don't love it, I don't take it personally. I don't go to sleep trying to win everybody over. But go to a place that you love your job. Here's the problem. Those people have changed 10 jobs and they never loved any job because it's always been somebody else's fault, right? In this situation, if you hate America and you love your country, simply just go back to your country.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.